Whoosh. Oh, today is the best day ever because we're going to be talking about how do you eliminate DAX calculated columns from your solution. If you've already got them and you're already in with it, you're like, Chris, help me. How do I get these out of here? Well, let's get into it. Now this could be a strategy session. We're going to be talking about how you work your way through this stuff. So it's not going to cover like technical details. It's going to show you what you need to do, though, to actually deliver on that. All right. How do you get rid of them? You've got them. How do you get out of it? All right. Let's talk. Okay. First things first, you need to slow down your development process. Let your leaders know, take a step, take a beat, and say, hey, we've incurred all of this technical debt. I've got this series of videos I could show you about the nightmare and the amount of money we're spending on this stuff. And it's wrong. It's causing us all sorts of problems. I'm going to fix this. Now, this can be difficult to do, but do it a little bit at a time. Be strategic in how and where you start to pull these things in. Take what your biggest table and start to rewind. We're going to get into like how you do that, but let your leaders know that you're going to be strategic in how this is done. Okay. You're going to be doing this a little bit of a time. So you're not going to radically slow down your development, because I understand a lot of people use calculated columns because, it's just faster. Well, you need to have all of these other components in place. Even if it's just Power Query, you should do that. If you've got a ton of these DAX calculated columns, tell your leaders you need to have like a database out there, and you need that data mart layer, and watch the other video where I outline it, right? And in Fabric, you could be turning that auto on and off. Like, this could cost you just $20 a month. Probably going to be closer to 300, especially as you get up and running. But like, it could be incredibly inexpensive for you, okay? But that is nothing compared to the cost to maintain and manage all this stuff. So slow down how you're going to go at first, all right? What's going to happen once you go through this slowdown period of like getting the proper solution in place, you're actually going to radically accelerate forward, because you're not going to have to always be going and making all of these changes all over the place in order to maintain these things, okay? So this it makes things much faster for you, okay? So first things first, tell your leaders you're going to slow it down to start off with, and let them see what that long-term plan is. And if any leader out there has a problem, give me a holler. I'll talk to him. All right. Like, it is insane. Like, we don't work in a slave society. If you're watching this video and working with data, like, you're not a slave to the masters who whip us and beat us, right? And if you are a slave driver, like, you and me need to talk. Like, we need to have a come to Jesus moment, and like, this stuff needs to be engineered right, because it's giving you the wrong answers, okay? So first, slow down your development process. Number two, we're going to be moving this stuff into Power Query, okay? So your first thing is just move the things that's easy enough for you to move into Power Query, all right? Now, that's going to be your lightweight first steps forward, okay? So you're going to start to move these things from inside of DAX columns into your Power Query. Now, that's only if you have a handful of reports and they're all different stuff like that. That will work just fine to start that migration. I think what a lot of you are going to find is that you've got the same data used over and over and over again, and just Power Query isn't enough. Well, that's where that data mart layer comes in, and that's why that's number 3, right? So when you get to the point where you want to reuse that Power Query over and over again, you could just take the Power Query and put it into a data flow and then use that data flow over and over again. That could be your first step. But you can also load that data flow into a data mart, and that data mart could be an actual Power BI data mart, or it could be a lake house, or it could be a data warehouse, or whatever it is. Okay, watch the video on why and how to create the data lake house. Okay, that'll like help clarify it. Okay, but slowly start to add these pieces into your solution so that every time you release some new things that your boss is asking for, you start to deprecate some of these calculated columns that are out there. And set yourself a goal. Give yourself, I've got 10 weeks to eliminate my DAX calculated columns. So every week I'm going to take 10% and I'm going to move them into like a higher layer up the line. Okay. It doesn't have to be all at once. Just take baby steps till you get to that point where you've got all of those DAX calculated columns there. All right. Now, your leader might be pressing on you and like, hey, this is a lot of time and energy. Why are we doing these things? Here is a list of 10 things that you could just screen cap this and give to your leader and say, if that leader didn't want to talk to Chris Wagner, like have them bring this over and just show them. Number one, the improved quality of the data, right? Number two, this is going to reduce your overall cost of the solution and managing the stuff. Number three, once you get through that first little like, hey, I'm now doing things different, you're going to see a radically lower development time to bring these things through, right? This is tried and true at scale. We know that. Number four, this is going to reduce differences amongst your data sets. We know that's a huge added benefit. So the values you're seeing in two reports, they look the same. It's so helpful. Number five, it's going to reduce failures and load issues and make it just easier on you to load these things in and manage your data estate. It's going to improve the quality of all the data that you have, right? Number five, it'll make it easier for you to troubleshoot these things, right? Just when something's broke, fix it faster. That's awesome. Number seven, all your stuff starts to improve performance-wise to get that up and running. Number eight, we said it before, I'm saying it again, it reduces costs, right? Like this is a big deal. Number nine, you gain my respect if you can move off this. And I want to know, leave a comment down below. If you've moved off of DAX calculated columns, I want to hear about it. Yeah, like heck, I might start like some sort of giveaway for people that get off of this stuff, because I truly respect like anyone who's able to listen to this, understand it, and then move off of it. And then number 10, this is straight up the Kimball architecture. It is the tried and true way that you should be managing your data estate. There's no question about it. There is no depends, no DAX columns. All right, so that's it. I've given you the background, the history, why they exist. I've given like what the old best practices were, what the new best practices are. No DAX columns. I've shown you the architecture. We've been through reasons 1 through 20 of like why not to do it. And we just laid out an execution plan for you to get off of them. Hopefully you've listened, you've watched, you've said, you know what? I'm going to stop this insanity. I'm getting off DAX columns. I hope you find this useful. If you did, leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the video, all that good stuff. If you're watching this and going, hey, Chris, I get it, I'm all in, but this is too hard for me to do. I just can't do that. Head over to CradleSPI.com, click on Get Me a Data God, myself, someone else, reach out. We will get you all set up and we'll take care of this stuff for you, all right? You have the best day ever, all right? Peace. Baker Tilly Digital combines strategic industry insight and advanced technical expertise to uncover and solve your digital transformation challenges. If you're interested in learning more, check out our website at bakertilly.com/digital.